Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
Where's that from?
I don't know. Oh, it was from Saturday Night Live a long time ago.
Hello.
You remember Sweaty Balls? Pete Sweaty.
Blooper reel. So, hey guys, we're back on the motivation kick. Today is
Accountability.
accountability.
And I think there's enough to unpack here to keep you interested and busy.
So, what's the angle here? How to be accountable?
Well,
How to-
there's two things. First of all, in order to be accountable, you have to set goals to begin with, right? Like, I want to, I lose 20 pounds by Easter. No. I mean, but I do want to get healthier. But part of that is there's got to be some defined metrics in getting healthier. Otherwise, it's not really a goal. And then you're setting your parameters in there, like, all right, in order to do this, I believe I have to exercise 4 days out of the 7 days. I have to watch what I eat, right? And then you have to measure, right? So measuring is pretty important with regards to accountability.
So, if I'm hearing you right, the first thing to accountability is actually have a plan. Some type of plan.
Written plan. I mean, again, in prayer, in Bible study, they teach you to do prayer cards, and the reason for that is so that you can go back and look at things that have been accomplished in your life. And the same thing holds true for weight and diet and weight loss as well as exercise.
It's a plan and diary. So you got to have a plan, which I agree.
Shameless plug, we have one of those in the store.
Really shameless. But so have a plan,
right?
And it doesn't have to be fancy, right? It literally can be on these 3 days a week. I'm going to do ABC.
Yes. Right. And if I do A, B, and C, these are the results that I should see from A, B, and C. And if you want to set up a weekly goal along with what you think should be the weekly result, that's fine. I would be careful. We talked about this a little bit, but I'd be careful about daily recording of weight, daily recording of, I mean, nobody's going to take out a tape measure and weigh on a daily basis, or measure on a daily basis, but those things can be negative.
I actually do hydro analysis where I sink into the tub.
Into the water and it measures your...
Every day.
He's got one of those.
Every day.
Yeah. But I think those things can be negative to your emotions as well, right? Not just positive. I was mentioning earlier, my son is trying to gain weight, and he moves up, and the world is his oyster, and he moves down, and the world's coming to an end.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Is you don't look at the day or the number. You look at the trend and the behavior and the commitment. Right. If you're doing all the right things and the scale gives you a bad number one day, you record it, you diary it, because you need to, like your prayer card, you need to have that history, but don't get hang up on the behavior and the trend.
Right.
And not the day.
And that's so interesting. Did I ever tell you back when I was at Raymond James as a financial advisor, I think you just hit on something, was the activity is what's important, right? And I remember my branch manager, when back in the days of cold calling, I'd cold call people for stocks and bonds and everything. And he threw out at me, he's like, for every no you get, I'm going to do a little contest. And for every no that you get, like, we're going to, have a party or whatever else for the person who gets the most no's. And I would consistently get the most no's. And when I got a yes, I was pissed. Right? I was like, oh, man, I got to stop what I'm doing. But he was driving home a point that it's the activity that matters. You cannot control the outcomes.
Right.
Right? So when looking at this and setting up your plan, have that in mind. Right? It's almost like cholesterol. If the doctor said to you, Scott, you got to get healthy, you got to start eating right, you got to exercise and diet and everything, and we want your cholesterol to go down, would you measure your cholesterol in a week?
No.
Right? So
right.
Accountability is again, it can really kind of get your emotions going, or positively or negatively if you're looking at them too closely.
So I think important to accountability is also, you highlighted on this, but we didn't really talk about it, is establishing benchmarks. And these can be as minimal as how far can I lean over and grab my toes? And maybe it's the scale, and maybe, to your point, the tape measure I've never had much luck with, because it's like I get my wife to do it, and I swear she does it different every time. There's an overlap, or it's not an overlap, or I tend to like the scale, but again, choose your benchmarks. Choose it based on, what are you really trying to accomplish? Is it general health? Is it flexibility? Is it what have you? And just get a couple measurements. Do them once a week. Redo them.
I love that.
Record them.
Short-term, long-term goals. I do it here. I sit here and I write down my daily. What do I want to accomplish today? And at the end of the day, did I get that done? I wouldn't do that on a daily basis from a physical fitness perspective, but I would certainly look at that on a weekly basis.
Yeah. See, I get on the scale twice a day. Literally.
Really?
And my wife probably gets on the scale twice a year.
There's somewhere in between.
Right.
That's probably good. All right. I think we're out of time.
We are out of time. Ideas, comments, criticism, compliments, snackcast@yes.fit, or in our Facebook group. We thank you for tuning in.
Stay moving.
See ya.